Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do like a sort of bond dynamic slash friendship tarot reading for these two actors, Kim Do-hoon and the actress Jin Ye-eun. This was actually requested by a patron. Um, and she was very excited about this. She was like, oh, you can do this for the channel, so if there's more fans or someone that is interested in these two actors, to share it with you in a public way. So yes, I'm very thankful to her. She also showed me clips of them talking about their friendship, and I believe they had been friends for a very long time. So but she was more curious about, if there's a potential of more, like sort of like a compatibility tarot reading. And since she did give me like, somehow like evidence, like proof of the people involved, talking about their friendship. I love when this happens because I can read for people that that if they are compatible or not. But I think that when you have like a sort of relationship, a friendship as a foundation, it's better to see the true nature, especially using the tarot. So yes, this was sometimes I always ask, for certain relationships to be confirmed, before asking questions to the tarot, because the tarot is very straightforward. When there's nothing going on. And the tarot expresses that very well. But yeah, let's see these two. Yes, I placed him, the actor Kim Do-hoon. I placed him on the left, and I placed the actress Shin Ye-eun on the right. And then the cards as an overall of their energy and what is available for them. We start from his part. We have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Knight of Wands. And then from her part, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Sun card. And then the other cards, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Three of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Swords that it says intellect. So definitely these two, yes, there's a friendship. I can feel it. Um, there's a lot of communication, especially because we have the King of Swords, as this overall vibe for them. So there's no need for me to say that these two people are very intelligent. But I think that together, this is why we have the card of intellect. Together, they have a great communication, or they make each other feel more intellectual, or feel more intelligent, or connect, like be better at communicating. I think that they just know how to make the other person talk. And I think that this must be why their relationship, their friendship works, and is going to continue working in the future. Because probably, when they are together, they talk about things that um, even I could say that it can get to a point where it can be very intellectual, or maybe talk about conspiracies, or just talk about, creative things, or about, the universe and the law, and just, very much of the mind. But I think that for them, this is actually so much fun to get this intellectual with each other, and they connect. There's something about them being like, I'm so happy that I can talk to you about these things, and I don't have to pretend like I'm emotional, or I'm more emotional than actually. Like, I think that they have in common that they love to be stimulated, like intellectually, in order to like someone or to want to spend time with someone. They probably spend a lot of time like observing people. If you are like smart enough, they don't show it to everyone. So definitely, I think that they are like in the future. I think that they could, have more collaborations, but they are very intelligent in the way they, in the relationship. I think that they are, a good. I wonder if they study together or if they go to some kind of school together, because they are so good at helping the other person like absorb knowledge faster. So they could be a bit like a bit nerdy together, a bit like, oh, a nerd. I don't know if you guys, like the younger generation, if you guys still call it like a nerd. It could be like geek. They could be a bit geek. They could be weird together or have a language system that is just different. But I think that this is like a show. It shows how um, their connection has like a lot of different layers. But I think that communication is key, and they probably are not like this with a lot of people. I think that this is something that they had cultivated together. From his part, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Because this person was asking somehow about if there's like someone that was friend zoned, in this connection. And I mean, they do love each other. I think that um, from his part with the Eight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands, I can sort of see him being, somehow trying to like be playful and just you know, um, being goofy on purpose, but trying to see if he could like, play with her to see if there could be something more between them. Especially because with the Eight of Cups, it's giving me that he had tried this before. He had tried it in the past. And I think that the Eight of Cups is somehow a card that is like, I'm slowly like running out um of feelings, because I think that probably I don't want to say like he was rejected, because it's not like that. But there's something about him probably realizing now, or in this year, that probably he will never get into that level of romanticism with her, or that he I think that he used to feel more for her, like feelings. But the Eight of Cups is about, when you finally like get into a stage of acceptance, when you're like, okay, yeah, I tried different ways. I tried to let her know how I felt. I tried to be funny about this. I tried to be convincing. I tried to be more active or proactive. But maybe, I think that from her part, she is like a bit on the defensive. She's like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So I think that for him, he's also, I think that this actor, this man, is very playful himself when it comes to maybe who he likes. Probably he does have different people that he likes, because we have the Knight of Wands. So this is definitely showing me that he's a very, I don't want to say like he's a player, but he is a man of his age. He has a lot of charisma. He probably is really good at talking to women. He's very attractive. He has desires. He's very passionate. He's very bold when he wants to. He is like the type of guy that he can make you laugh. He can make you have a good time, and he knows that he is popular, I would say, or that he just understands women, and I think that I don't see him like heartbroken because of this, but probably he had tried a few times. He had tried to somehow bend the nature of the connection, somehow dancing with the possibility of like, how about how about we date? Or how about, or somehow, making jokes like, oh, I used to be in love with you, but now I'm not in love with you. I think that there's something about like, I don't know if it's like a private, like an inside jokes of them, that here with the Eight of Cups from his part, there's something about him being like, I used to love you, but now I don't love you anymore. Or I used to have feelings for you, but now I don't love you anymore. And I think that he does say it to her. He say it like a joke, but inside, he definitely feels like this. He feels like, I used to love you I used to be so in love with you before, but now I'm sort of realizing that maybe this will never happen. The Knight of Wands is also letting me know that it's not that he wants to also offer her something stable. The Knight of Wands, it's someone that is having fun. He's very playful. He probably, he's attracted to different women. He is just a man of his age. Just very healthy in that way. Very seductive also. But I think that there's something about him just not. I don't want to say that he's not giving up, because the Eight of Cups is like emotionally I'm starting to move on, or I'm starting to somehow be less intense about how I used to feel initially for her. Um, I think that maybe he became initially with the Two of Pentacles, maybe he became friend, quote unquote friend with her, but he had another intentions. He never wanted to be her friend. But I think that now he's like, okay, I'm realizing that there's not, you know, it is what it is. Um, and the Knight of Wands, it's also that I don't see him giving up, honestly. That the Knight of Wands, I think that he's very seductive. He's very bold when it comes to her. And the Knight of Wands is like, his body language could give him away. He probably is very attracted to her. But he could be attracted to different women. This is what I want to say. But since I'm reading for the two of them, I'm like, it could be, that he exudes this sort of playfulness, confidence, sexiness with her and also with others. But definitely, I think that he used to have a crush on her, or initially, he was in love with her. And now he's like slowly accepting that maybe from her part, it's like a no, it's not going to happen. Yeah, because from her part, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Sun card. So, first of all, the Sun card, it's very much friends. Let's be friends, let's be friendly, let's take care of these friendly vibes, let's take care of this optimism, or let's take care of these so happy moments that we have together. We have so much fun together. I want to keep having fun with you. She doesn't want to complicate. She doesn't want, to get emotional. Also, the Four of Cups, in this deck, in the toss system, it sort of represents, the the moon in Cancer, energy. So, and the four also represents stability. So I think that for her it's like, I want things to stay the way that they are. The Seven of Wands is like, please don't try anything funny with me, because I'm not going to allow it. Yeah, I'm not going to allow you interrupt, this good thing that we have as friends. The Four of Cups could also be that she maybe, I don't know who is younger or older, but definitely she feels much more like mature. She maybe sees him like he is like a bit childish, or like he seems like, well, he is next to her, he seems like he's a very childlike kind of attitude, or he tries to be cute with her like this. And for her, she feels like a mother. She feels like, oh, don't do that, because, yeah, you're cute, but I feel like your mother, so, and probably, she's like, I prefer things to stay like this. She has a lot of fun with him. This is the thing. I think that she, like, the best side of herself, she feels so entertained with him. They definitely get along. But the Seven of Wands is also someone that draws the boundary. So probably she's like, she knows that she puts the boundaries, physically even. I think that there's something about her, just not wanting to be that sentimental, or maybe if they are somehow playing or teasing each other, not go there. It's just that she has this very warm aura, with the sun card. I think that she's so magnetic. She's so herself. She's so radiant. She's used to being the center of attention. And somehow she cannot help but to be this radiant, exuberant, or I don't want to say exotic, but it seems like she radiates a lot of confidence. So sometimes she catches him that he looks at her like with adoration, or that he's really into her. He watches her a lot, he observes her a lot. So this is why sometimes she's like, oh, I'm showing myself too much, like I'm playing too much, like I will have to slow down my shyness or my shining, or because she has a strong aura. And I think that, of course, he's not the only one that feels attracted to her, but maybe in her case that she wants to keep this, like a friendship. She's like, I should slow down with, I'm playing too much, and like I have to tone it down a bit, and not being that, not drawing too much attention to herself, because she has this very strong energy. She's so magnetic. You can be watching her for hours because she's so magnetic. And the more she trusts you, or the more she likes you, the more she shines, or the funnier she gets, or the more contagious her energy feels. Very contagious, very funny, just so much fun and so beautiful, probably. um, yeah, their connection in the near future, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Three of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Wands, intellect. So yeah, I think that there's something about, there's movement, there's like news coming of a collaboration again. I know this person showed me clips of them working on a show together. I see that probably they could be working on the drama together, or they could be working in the same project. I don't want to say like, like it's intimate, like it's the two of them. No, probably there's going to be other people, but the two of them probably are going to be in the same project, or in the same team, it seems, because I have the Three of Pentacles. So I think that for them, honestly, they are very professional in that sense. Um, and probably, being friends, it's like a plus. It's something that it makes them, work harder, but also, I think that they're really good for each other. With the King of Swords, the card of intellect, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, there's something about them, helping each other out, when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to information, when it comes to maybe helping each other out, like, picking roles, like, oh, this role will be good for you, pick this one, or go and do this, or sign up for this project. This is so you can win this, you can do this. So I think that both of them are like a really good team, but I think that they are like helping each other out when it comes to their careers. There's something about them. They really want to make it. They really are very, focused on their careers, on growing, on expanding. So there's something about them giving each other advice, and these advices are very intelligent, um, are very honest also. I think that when they talk to each other, they probably are the few people in the industry, especially when we're talking about, them being a woman and a man, I think that they are so honest with each other when they give each other feedback, or when they are like, this could be good for you. They really are so honest about this. So I definitely think that this is good for them, and I kind of understand why. Maybe if if they would be dating, like if things would get romantic between them, I think that, also jealousy, even professional jealousy, I would say, um and possessiveness and all those things that comes with a relationship like this, I think that it would get in the way of their job. So somehow it sort of makes sense that that they are like, no, let's talk about work, or let's just help each other out, let's just be friends, because I think that, when feelings get involved, it gets complicated. Um, you know, but yeah, I think that honestly, I know that he is, because I'm about to start also a K-drama, and he is in that, Kim Do-hoon. Um, and I know that there have been rumors, I believe, with the other star that I read for her, the other actress. And if someone is asking, like, is he dating someone? I don't see him dating someone. I think that he is like, he's a very wild soul in the sense that he's probably enjoying his moments of popularity. He's very popular with the ladies. He probably, who could flirt with different, but I don't see, him being like, oh, I have my eyes on this person and I'm dating this person. No, I think that he's like, being cute and sexy with different ones. But yeah, today I picked this reading for this Patreon member. So yes, thank you so much for allowing me to share this, and I hope that if you guys are fan of these two actors, and if you know something about them that I don't, I would appreciate a feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.